I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. Practicing your listing presentation is going to be a big deal. It's going to be really important for you to be confident and smooth in your presentation. Let the seller know that you know what you're talking about, and maybe even mask the fact that it's the first time you've done it. So, making a listing presentation. This is going to be a longer video. I'm going to go to the Google Drive listing presentation. However, you're going to use the one that you've already edited, the one that you've taken my picture out of and you've put your information in. Here's the listing presentation. I'm going to download a copy of it. So as we're downloading this, the listing presentation, it is 8.5 by 11 paper printed off. I like to put mine in a 3-ring binder. I buy 1/2 inch 3-ring binders. The white ones, the front cover page can slide into the display on the front cover. Everything else gets 3-hole punched and put in the binder. And I buy little tabs to separate each section so that I can jump back and forth if I need to, if there was a question or if I have to reference something. I tab each section, and I'm going to tell you which sections I have tabbed. So here's the listing presentation. And let's see. This is a slideshow, so I'm going to present it as a slideshow. Yeah, it's going to just make it bigger and nicer on the screen for you. Here's a note. If you do ever want to present your listing presentation on an electronic device like a tablet or on a computer, you can change the format on this from being portrait to being landscape, and probably be able to create a pretty nice presentation that can be done electronically. In the cases where I have emailed this and done it electronically, I have just sent a PDF version of this and then gone over it with them on the computer. You could also do Facebook Messenger. You can share your screen with an out-of-town client so that they could see your screen as you're doing the listing presentation. That would be a good tip, good tool if they're not in front of you. So anyhow, we're going to assume that you've got this all prepared, that you've got the address and your name and their home photo and all of the information in here edited. This video is going to be a video on presenting it, not preparing it, but presenting it. So practice what I'm doing here. All right, so let's see, we're just going to present it to Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, I guess. That'll be who we're presenting this to. So Mr. Johnson, here's my listing presentation. There's a lot in here. We're going to go over most all of it. We're not going to go over everything too in depth, but I want you to know everything in here. Here's a picture of your house. That's such a beautiful picture. Okay, here's me, beautiful picture of me. Going to go down. Now I'm opening up the binder. Here's something something about me. It's all good. I wrote it. Of course it's good. You can read this later tonight in bed. Here are things my clients have said about me. And again, they're all good. Otherwise I wouldn't have put them in here. But no, seriously, I've worked with quite a few people and everybody is really satisfied with me when they do work with me. So there are 2 decisions for you to make. There are 2 decisions. The first decision is who the realtor is going to be that you think can represent you in the sale of your property the best. The person that you think can market your home and advise you on the sale of your home. That's the first decision you need to make. The second decision is the price that you need to put on your home. Let me rephrase that. The second decision is where you want your home to be positioned in the market. The first decision is who you want to market your home. The second decision is how you want your home to be marketed and where you want it to be positioned in that market. Okay? Don't let another realtor come in here and tell you your home is worth more than it is and hire them because they overbid me. Because I told you it was probably in this range and they tell you it's higher. Don't go with them because they say it's higher. Make 2 decisions. The third decision is my decision. It's whether or not I want to work with you or not. If I feel that you want way more for your home than it's worth, I may decide not to work with you. I may decide to let another broker market your house if it's not worth time. Now, that's going to be a hint to you. If I choose not to work with you because you want more for your home than I feel it's worth, you may want to reconsider what your home is worth, because that means that it could be on the market for a very long time and may not get you to be where you want to be. So I think of the home selling process as a predetermined series of events. We have this initial consultation that we're sitting in right now. We have the agency engagement, and that's where I become your seller's agent. That's where you hire me to sell your home. We do a pre-marketing period, then we market, then we evaluate our market response, and we reposition the property if needed. When we get an offer, we will negotiate a contract. Once it's executed, we're going to move on to removing any contingencies. And those could be the inspections, those could be appraisal or loan issues, those can be evaluating any issues that there are with the title. When we get all the contingencies removed, we get all the closing documents prepared, and we go to closing. I like there not to be any surprises. I do everything I can to make sure there are not surprises. If it looks like Travis is being a superhero and he's swooping in and saving the day, and there was a crisis and Travis figured it out and Travis sorted it out, Travis really hasn't done his job. If it looks like everything went just totally smooth and easy and there were no crises, Travis did his job. My job, if I'm doing it well, is to prevent there from being any crises. Not to solve them when they come up, but to prevent them. And that's what I look for, and that's what I do. I do things to prevent that. Once you engage me as your agent, we'll go through what I call a pre-marketing period. And I use this photo of someone shooting an arrow because I consider the pre-marketing period the drawing of that bowstring. We're getting everything ready. We're putting a lot of energy into getting your house exposed to as many people as possible. And once we've drawn it all the way back and we're ready, we'll release that arrow and hopefully we'll hit our target. One of the pre-marketing steps is staging. When your home is staged well, when your home looks good in photos and looks good when people walk in the front door, it will sell so much quicker. We want the first impression of your home to be the best impression possible. So I can give you the name of some people who can come in and help you with staging, or I can send you the links to some YouTube videos about staging your home, unless you feel like you can do it on your own. And some people like to read about it before they do, though. Professional photography is important. And so we're going to get a professional photographer in here. You'll see these 2 pictures here. They are homes. I took these off the MLS. This isn't part of some pre-made listing package. I took these off of the MLS. These are both homes that were listed in the $400,000 range. One, obviously, was staged and has professional photography. Another looks like the agent took the photo off their camera, off their phone. Which of these, if you were shopping for a home in the $400,000 range, which of these homes would you like to go see? Obviously this one. It's bright, it's beautiful, it's open, and this one just seems kind of sad. We're going to get professional photographs of your home to make it seem bright, beautiful, and just so welcoming. A home pre-inspection is something I recommend for sellers with houses that are in pretty decent condition. Now, houses that are so-so and have a lot of issues, yeah, we usually don't do this on those homes. But if a home is in decent condition, maybe it's 10 years old, 20 years old, 30 years old, but in decent condition, we'll get a pre-inspection. What this does is it lets you know everything that's wrong with your home before it goes on the market. A buyer is most likely going to get a home inspector to come in, and they're going to do their own inspection, and they're going to come up with this huge laundry list of things that need to be taken care of. We negotiate the price based off of everybody assuming everything's okay. When their home inspection happens and they see this laundry list of maybe they're minor or insignificant things, but they have this laundry list, the buyers tend to want to ask for something. They either ask for money or they ask you to fix things. Now, if we know about these things beforehand, we can address it in a way we want. When a buyer says, "Hey, we need you to do this," they're gonna dictate, or they're gonna at least ask for it to be done in a certain way. You know, replace the door rather than replace the weather stripping, something like that. And we have to negotiate that back and forth on how we're going to do it. I'm using the word negotiation or negotiate because unfortunately in the state of Colorado, when we go into inspection period, we really are negotiating the deal again. The contract already has all of the terms of the deal laid out. Then the buyer finds out that there's this list of things wrong with it, and they want to open up negotiations again. And it's a lopsided negotiation. It is not a fair negotiation in my mind. When in any negotiation, the ultimate power that either party has is the ability to walk away from the deal. A buyer can say, "Hey, we'll give you this," and you can say, "No, go away. We're not gonna take your deal." In a inspection objection negotiation, it is lopsided because both parties don't have the ability to walk away. Only the buyer has the ability to walk away. The seller does have the right to say no, but they don't have the ability to walk away from the deal. So let's take the example of, let's say a furnace needs to be replaced or is at the end of its life. It doesn't need to be replaced, it's working fine. A buyer comes in and says, with their inspection objection, furnace is at the end of its life. Either replace the furnace or give us a $5,000 credit. The seller can say, well, we'll give a $3,000, $4,000 credit or whatever they'll say. They can say, well, we'll have the furnace serviced or we'll have it replaced. But they can't say, no, buyer, you go away, you don't get to buy our house now. They just get to say, no, we're not going to do anything additional. The buyer, on the other hand, can walk away from the deal if they don't like the negotiation. They can say, well, we're fine with your counter. They can say, we'll buy the house anyway. Or they can walk away. And the seller can lose the deal, but the buyer can never lose the deal. Anytime I work with buyers, they typically do make an objection. They don't always make an objection about something that they really truly have a problem with, but they make an objection because they know that it doesn't hurt to ask. It doesn't cost anything to ask. It doesn't hurt to ask, and they know that the seller will often be in a position where they worry about losing the deal, and so they do it. Now, if we have a pre-inspection done, we know all of the things that are going to come up in a buyer's inspection objection. We can address them before we even go on the market, or we can disclose them to the buyer so that the buyer doesn't expect us to fix it on an inspection objection. Home warranty. Now, home warranty, I'm not a crazy huge fan of home warranties, but a lot of people like to offer a home warranty because it makes a buyer feel really good about the future of the home. A 1-year home warranty may cost a few $100s, and offering that in lieu of fixing something that you know about, or replacing a furnace, for example, that might be at the end of its useful life, often is worth the money as opposed to replacing that furnace. Okay, here's my favorite marketing strategy. I like to go on the MLS on Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I like to go on the MLS Tuesday or Wednesday. We let it get the property, the listing, get exposed in all of the email feeds. It shows up on Zillow.com, Zillow, and all those websites. Usually take about 24 hours. Starts showing up on them Wednesday or Thursday then. People start asking their buyers start asking their realtor, oh, did you see that one? Oh, I'd like to. Can we go see that one this Friday? Or I'd like to see it. If they do call us on Wednesday or Thursday because they're on it and they want to see it, we say, no, I'm sorry, we're not showing the property until Friday. It's not ready to show until Friday. What this does is all of those people who have been looking at the house online and falling in love with it online, they get delayed till Friday and they get stacked up on top of each other. Usually Friday afternoon, Friday after work, that sort of thing. Maybe they all get pushed till Saturday. What it does is it makes it so that when one buyer is walking out of the house, another buyer is walking in. The answer, the reason we say that we're waiting is the house is not ready to show, or we say we'd like to let it have a full market exposure until showing it. That is also our response of, let's say someone shows it on Saturday and they want to write an offer. And they write us an offer and we get it Saturday afternoon. We say thank you for the offer. We'll get back to you on Monday. Oh, but we put in there that you have to get back to us by tomorrow. We say, well, thank you for the offer. We want to let the home get full exposure to the market. We have some more showings on Sunday. We want to see what comes of those before we make any response to any offer. So we will be presenting offers. We will be looking at offers on Monday. What this does is it puts that buyer in a position where they thought they were Johnny on the spot. They thought they were quick and they're going to get it, and nobody else is going to get it because they got in there and they got it real quick. It makes that buyer have to wait. It makes the buyer have to spend Saturday and Sunday not knowing if they're going to get the house or not. Now, this doesn't work in a buyer's market, obviously, but in a seller's market, it often works. What I've seen sometimes happen, and I love this, is Saturday they make their offer. Sunday they have to sit tight and wait for all the other people to see the house, maybe make their offer. And they have to wait till Monday when we get together to present offers and make any counters. And what has happened in the past for me on my listings is on Sunday, the buyer who made the offer on Saturday presents a new offer. We didn't even counter, we didn't ask for highest and best, but for that 24 hours that they were sitting there not knowing if they were going to get the house or not, they decided to up their offer, make it better. When they do that, we still say, thank you so much. Monday we'll get back to you. This works. Not all the time, works some of the time, works most of the time. And it's really fun when it does work. If it doesn't work, if this doesn't work, it doesn't matter. We just stay along with our marketing plan, just like we always have. We, if we didn't let showings happen until Friday, showings happen on Friday. There's no loss. Nobody goes away because of this. Okay, I like to market a property with flyers. I don't do a flyer box. Flyer boxes tend to go empty. People can grab a bunch of them. Flyer boxes also give a buyer too much information at one point and not enough information at another. I'm going to talk about what I do with a flyer box later on. But we do a property flyer. We keep it in the house. It's a nice thing for a buyer to take away. It's also something for you to share with your neighbors. I share with your neighbors. We do postcard mailing. So the neighborhood, people in the neighborhood like to know what's going on, and one of the ways I do that is with a postcard mailing. Send it out to everybody in the neighborhood. They can see what's going on with your home. They can see inside pictures of it. This is important because very often people know someone who is looking to buy a house, and if it's a friend of theirs, they probably want them to live in the neighborhood and live nearby. So sometimes we sell a house based off of our postcard mailings to the neighborhood because neighbors want someone to live by them. We are very technology driven. We have these QR codes that we can put on all of our marketing materials, and if someone is using QR codes, they can take a photo of that and they can see all of our digital marketing. We have other ways of getting them digital information, but this is one of them. Internet marketing. When you list with a Keller Williams agent, you have access to KWLS, which stands for Keller Williams Listing Service. It's a proprietary system we have that gets your listing on 350 home search sites. It gets you on AOL Real Estate. It gets you on Zillow, Trulia, Homes.com, Realtor.com. It gets you on 350 different home search sites. So pretty much anybody who's doing a search on the internet for real estate is going to be able to see your house. Your listing will show up on my website as a featured listing, theonlytraviscox.com. And on it, people will have access to all the beautiful photos of the inside of your house. And any inquiry comes directly to me. So when I get the inquiry, I will be bringing that buyer the best things about your listing, rather than an inquiry going to someone else and them trying to sell them a different house. I'm going to be trying to sell them your house. Facebook. I love to use Facebook to market homes. It's really a fun way. I can boost a post. I get a lot of organic views. We get thousands and thousands of views. This is a good example. Well, this isn't the house. I had a house listed that had a 4-car attached garage. Nope, that's not true. It had a 3-car attached garage and a 4-car detached garage. It was a big deal on that house. So one of when I put it on Facebook, I posted the question, what would you park in a 7-car garage? Or what dream cars would you put in a 7-car garage? And I boosted it. And people responded, people I didn't know responded with their top 7 cars that they would like to park in that garage. And it had lots of organic views, because then their friends saw their list of favorite cars and they posted and posted and posted and posted. It wasn't about the house, but everybody who was posting had this ripple effect of going through all their friends who were into cars, and they all saw the post about the house, and they got to see the inside of the garage through the photos. So I like to post a fun question. Who would you invite to a barbecue on this patio? That's a fantastic one, because then if somebody lists all their friends get tagged in that, and it goes, oh man, it just goes viral that way. I like to have an individual property website. So your house will be www.123mainstreet.com. We'll get that website put up there. It'll have big, full screen, beautiful photos. It'll have all the stats on your house. And we'll get a sign writer. So on top of my real estate sign will be a sign that says 123mainstreet.com. And anybody who's driving by who wants to see more about your house can pull up that website on their smartphone. Everybody has a smartphone these days, and they can see 30, 40 beautiful pictures of your home. Also, anybody who wants to have more information can, through this website, send me a message. I use this instead of a flyer box, because flyer boxes get wet, flyer boxes get empty, and on a flyer, at best, we can have 5, 6 good, high-quality, large photos of your home. But on this website, as they're driving by, they can see all of the beautiful photos of your home. It's also a way of capturing their information. So, one of the best ways to market a home is through an open house. And here we have a description of the 7 levels of open house. Note to the agents who are listening right now, if you can't do all 7 levels of these, don't include this. This is a really hard standard to live up to. Read through what this actually says in the listing presentation. I usually leave this out because, yeah, it's not easy to do a 7th level open house. I'm going back to the presentation now. Okay, why would you want to list with Keller Williams? Well, Keller Williams is the biggest real estate company in the world. We have over 183,000 realtors. This slide is a little old. It says 176, but we have over 183,000 agents. We are everywhere. We are the biggest, and part of being the biggest is the tools that we have, which I can use for you. I'm not going to go through these too in depth. You can read about them later tonight. You can read through this. If you have any questions about anything we have in this, just let me know. We're worldwide. We've got offices in all of these different countries. We're based off of, we have a lot of mobile resources. Oh, let me show you this right now. One of the things that is really cool, I'll show you here on my phone. This is the KW Home Search app. And you'll see here that it shows me every listing in this subdivision. And I can click on it and see the photos of them. And anybody who has this app is branded for me, Travis Cox. And if anybody has this app, anytime they ask for something, ask for more information about any of these listings, it comes from me. I do my best to get this app into everybody's hands. I'm going to send it to you so that you can use it when you're looking at all the competition. Okay, here's some more fantastic things about Keller Williams. We're not going to spend too much time on those. Ooh, hey, we're number one. Again, not going to spend too much time on it. Okay, here's some statistics about the real estate market. This information comes from the National Association of Realtors. And you'll see here that back in 2004, 74% of people used an online website when they were doing their home search. Nowadays, you look at this, 2017, 95% of the people are using an online website. Okay, back in 2004, 90% of people used a real estate agent. And you'll see that went up and down until 2007 when we have 89%. Really not much of a change there. What that tells me is that buyers still see a value in using a real estate agent to find a home. Here on mobile tablet, you'll notice that there's an asterisk for 2004. Mobile or tablet didn't really exist. There was no smartphones, there was no iPad back in 2004. And you'll see gradually, till 2017, there has been an increase of people using mobile or tablets for their home search. And that's why we're going to have a www.123 Main Street on your sign. That's why most everything I'm going to do is going to be electronic based. There won't be much physical marketing that's going to happen. You'll see here in 2004, 51% of people found used an open house in their home search, and that's kind of stayed steady. So open house is still important. A yard sign. Look at this. In 2004, 74% of people used a yard sign to find the house they wanted. That means, and I did this too back when I was always searching for a house. You get in the car, you go to the neighborhood that you want to live in, and you just drive around and see the signs. People have gotten a little frustrated with that because you don't know if something's under contract or not. And people don't want to get in the car. Why do that when you've got your mobile phone or your computer now? So you'll see that has gone down to 48% in 2017. Online video site didn't really exist in 2004. You'll see that 39% use that now. And you know, that's okay. That's not great. And the numbers just start getting worse and worse. Using a home builder to find your home, not really something that you find here in Grand Junction very much, but 19% today use a home builder for their new home. Print newspaper advertisement. In 2004, 53% of people looked at print newspaper. Now it's down to 15%. Who gets the newspaper anymore? And if you did get the newspaper, who's going to look in it? You'll see the same thing for the home book or magazine. 40% of people used home books, you know, the home guide, the glossy magazine. Now that is down to 12%. 12% of home buyers in 2017 used a Homes and Land or some such catalog. Part of the reason is you can't filter it. How do you filter print media? You don't. You just get to see what they want you to see. There's only one photo. You don't know if it's on the market or off the market because it's been printed for a month. And you've got to sort through every page to find something that's in your price range, to find something that is the size or age you want. It's just such an inefficient way that nobody is using it anymore. Billboards, you know, they're not really something we ever had in Grand Junction. Relocation company and television, not really something that anybody ever really did much in Grand Junction. So the biggest thing to take away from this is online website is the number one thing people use when finding a home, and just at a close second is a real estate agent. We're going to do pretty much all of these things from online video site up. Okay, here's another slide. This is also from National Association of Realtors, and it shows what people value most on websites, on a home website. The most important thing might seem obvious, but important to know, are property photos. Lots and lots of big, beautiful photos. That is super important. Detailed property info is important, and people rely a little less on recently solds, neighborhood info, floor plans, that sort of thing. Biggest thing people are looking for is the photos and detailed info about the property. Okay, let's talk about pricing. Let's talk about what price is best to sell your home at. So you'll see here on this slide, and again, this comes from the National Association of Realtors. You'll see that if we get your home right in that window where the market value really is, if we nail it and get it in the right spot, we're going to get about 60% of the people who are eligible to buy your home and in the market for your home. We're going to get about 60% of them through the door. Not 100%, I'm sorry, it's just not realistic that everybody's going to see your home. We're going to get about 60%. Now, if we're 10% above the market, according to NAR, we're going to cut that number down by half. So let's say you're supposed to be priced at 300 and we priced you at 330. It's going to cut down the amount of people who want to see your home by half. And that's because they're going to see it online and they're going to say, I don't know, we don't need to see it. It's only blank for that much money. Now, if we get your home, let's say your home is supposed to be priced at 300 and we list it at 270 and 10% below market, well, we're going to get a bump, but we're only going to get a bump of about 15%. We're not going to get a huge, it's not like we're going to get twice as many people. If we're 10% higher, we get half as much. If we're 10% lower, we don't get twice as much. We only get about 15% of 60 is a quarter, so 25% more. So that's just something to think about when we're figuring out the value of your home. These are things that don't matter in pricing your home. It doesn't matter what you paid. It doesn't matter what your neighbor says it's worth. It doesn't matter what you need. It doesn't matter how much you owe. It doesn't matter how much it would cost to build this house again today. It doesn't matter what another real estate agent says. It doesn't matter how much you want. The market's going to decide what your value is. And how do we decide what it's worth? Well, we decide based off of the location, the condition, the price, the competition, and the market. We're going to go into these more in depth, and we can read these later if you want to. Here's what's happened. Here's what happens if you price ahead of the home, ahead of the market. So here on this column we have the average home price, and over here we have time on the market. Now, if the market is going up and we price just a little bit ahead, it might catch up to where we are. Note to agents, only use this in a rapidly increasing seller's market. Don't use this in a balanced market. Just delete this slide and don't include it. All right, we're going back to it. Okay, if we're in a buyer's market, what happens in a buyer's market is, say there's more inventory than there are buyers. Let's say maybe home prices are going down. What happens is if you price it here a little bit above the market and the market keeps going down, well, when you decide to do a price correction down to here, you would have been priced a little bit under the market, but now you're not. Now you're priced still well above the market. And you do another reduction and the market, you're just chasing it down. You're never ahead of it. So if you're in a buyer's market, a market that is decreasing, be aggressive on the price. Be aggressive and get to the market value before the market gets to your value. Note, this is for a balanced market. This is a good one for a balanced market. In a balanced market, we have activity level. That's the number of people who are coming to look at your house. In that first week or two, there's going to be a lot of people come. There's going to be a spike because everybody who's on the market or in the market right now, everybody who's out there looking for a house right now when we pop up on the market, they're going to say, ooh, look at that one. We better go see that one. Let's go see that one this weekend, or let's go see that one on Wednesday. And we're going to get this huge influx of showings right off the bat. Those are the people that are on the market. Everybody who's in the market and has already seen it, everybody who's in the market will have already seen it, probably by about week 4. What we get then are the new people who are coming into the market. And our showings will decrease and our showings will go down. Also, the longer a house is on the market, if there is a new buyer who comes into the market, there's a weird thing where buyers look at a house and say, oh, how long has that been on the market? Oh, 5 months. There must be something wrong with it. Well, let's go see this other one instead. And a house that's been on the market for too long does start to fade, and people start to pay less attention to it. This 4 to 6 week period is when most offers are received, unless we get something in that first week. Note to agents, I don't ever use this slide. It talks about how the longer something's been on the market, the less price you get for it. Okay, back to the presentation. All right, here we are. This is your property, going over your property. And you know, now the rest of this listing presentation is really the CMA. So go to the task in the video on practicing the CMA. You know, this is pretty much it for the listing presentation. Practice it. You know, come up with things in your own words.